Good morning students, I am Shamajit sir. Today I am here to deliver my lecture on topic nervous tissue. This is from the topic animal tissue and from the chapter tissues. So watch the entire video lecture to get basics out of it. So without any delay, let's start with the topic nervous tissue. So let's start. So let's start with the topic nervous tissue. You can see a nerve given, the picture of nerve is given and the labelings are given. You can see dendrite, nucleus, cell body, axon, C1 cell, myelin sheath, node or envelope, axon terminals. So we'll see all these functions one by one. Alright, so let's proceed, and this is the structure of a neuron or a nerve cell. So let's proceed with the next slide. So this is the classification of animal tissue I have been giving in all the lectures of animal tissue, and I have already completed epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and today I'll be continuing with the nervous tissue. So let's start. Now what is a nervous tissue? See, nervous tissues are found where it is found first. Nervous tissues are found in brain, spinal cord, alright. And nervous tissue includes they are found in brain and spinal cord and nerves. And neurons or nerve cell conduct, what is its function? Neuron or nerve cell conduct nerve impulse with, alright, so neuron or nerve cells conduct nerve impulses where helper cells or neuroglia support and nourish the neuron. So what is the location of nervous tissue? It is found in brain and spinal cord, and neuron or nerve cell conduct nerve impulses where the helper cells or neuroglia support and nourish the neurons. Alright, now there are three types of neuron or nerve cells. One is sensory neuron, interneuron, and motor neuron. Alright, so you can see the examples given. Sensory neuron, what does it what is its function? What is the function of sensory neuron? Its function is it detects many different types of stimuli and carry information to the brain. So sensory neuron carries information towards the brain. And what is interneuron? So it integrates or processes sensory information, that is axons extended for only a short distance and contact nearby neuron in the brain and spinal cord. Alright, so interneurons is also called relay neurons. They form a bridge or form a connection between sensory and motor neuron. And what is the functions of motor neuron? It carries information from the brain towards the spinal cord. Alright, or out of the brain and spinal cord to the muscle or glands. Alright, so it carries information from brain or spinal cord towards the muscle or glands. So sensory neuron carries impulses towards the brain. Motor neuron is reverse, just reverse of sensory neuron. It carries information from brain and spinal cord towards the muscles. Alright, now let's talk briefly about the nervous tissue. You see a nervous tissue description is given. So neurons, what is nervous tissue? Neurons are branching cells. Alright, neurons are branching cells, cell processes that may be quite long extended from the nucleus containing cell body and also contributing to the nervous tissue non-excitable supporting cells. So our neuron processes are of two types, two components are there of a neuron processes. One is axon and another is cell bodies. Alright, axon and dendrites are also there. So what is its function? Neurons transmit electrical signals from sensory receptors and to the effector, that's muscles or gland, and supporting cells supports and protects neuron, and location is brain, spinal cord, and nerves. Alright, so nervous tissues are found in brain, spinal cord, and nerves. You can see the function and the figures are given. So one neuron processes have two major parts. One is axon, another is dendrites. Alright, so a neuron process has an axon and a cell body. In a cell body there are dendrites, dendron. So major types is a neuron process has an axon, that is a terminal tail part, and a cell body. So cell body constitute dendron, dendrite. So here you can see the detailed structure of neurons given. The functions of cell body, dendrite, axon, nasal granules, node of nerve, and synapse are given. So a neuron has two parts. One is cell body, another is axon. A cell body has a dendrites, dendron, nucleus. Alright, An axon has, you can see, myelin sheath, node of Ranvier, Schwann cells. Now what is cell body? It is a metabolic center of the neuron. It contains many organelles. And what is dendrites? They are the short processors that receives and carry incoming impulses towards cell bodies. And what is the function of axon? It is the co-link region of the cell body and take information away from the body. Now what is the function of Nissl granule? These are certain granules and important in maintaining cell shape. And what is the node of Ranvier? It is a gap between the Schwann cells called node of Ranvier. The gap between the Schwann cells are called node of Ranvier. Now what is synapse? Each axon terminals are separated from a next neuron by a tiny gap called a synapse. Alright. So if two neurons are placed side by side, parallelly, one after the another, so the tail of first neuron and the head of second neuron, there is a gap that is called a synapse. So you can see the functions of nervous tissue here. The functions are highly specialized tissue that helps in transmitting stimuli from one place to another in the body, and it controls all the activities of the body. Alright, so you can see the parts of neuron are cyton, axon, dendrites. So dendrites carry messages towards cyton, and axon carry messages away from the cyton. Alright. Now you can see the functions of neuron. Neuron is a scientific name of nerve cell. So neuron is the scientific name of nerve cell. So neuron has three basic type structures: cyton, dendrite, and axons. Alright. Mainly there are two types. One is cell body, another is axon. Under the cell body we have a dendrites. Alright. Then this cyton is also called cell body. So within the cell body you have a dendrites and dendrons. Now you can see the nerve impulses travel from one neuron to another neuron across a synapse or spaces in between the cells. The jumping across the synapse is facilitating by chemicals called neurotransmitter. Right, between the synapse there is a chemical called neurotransmitter, that is acetylcholine, that helps in transmission of electrical signals. All right. So students, these are the homework questions. First question is draw and label the structure of neuron, and second is write the location and function of neuron. Thank you students. This was all of the entire lecture. We have discussed about the topic nervous tissue. Hope all of you have liked it and understood the concept. So stay at home, stay safe. I am Shomoji sir signing off for today, and again we'll meet in the next class. Thank you students.